Welcome, students of class 11, once again to my class. So, this is part 2 of the story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. So, Aram, the narrator, could see his cousin Morad waiting outside for him, sitting on a horse's back. A beautiful white horse it was, very magnificent. And Aram could get the smell of the horse, could see Morad over there, but could not believe that Morad had stolen the horse. Okay, so in order to get confirmed whether Morad had stolen the horse or not, he thought he should ask Morad. So he asked, when did he steal the horse? Or from where did he steal the horse? Instead of answering his question directly, Morad told him that if he wants to ride, he should immediately jump out of the window, come to him, or else he would leave. Narrator understood that since Morad was aware that Aram was very fond of horse riding and wanted to ride a horse, that's why he had come to invite him. So narrator decided to go and join Morad. But now that he was also going to join Morad, and if Morad had really stolen the horse, that was now confirmed. Narrator was now confirmed that Morad had really stolen the horse. So he was trying to justify Morad's act of stealing. Narrator, he was trying to justify Morad's act of stealing. What he is telling to the readers? He is telling to the readers that it was true that Morad had stolen the horse. But Morad had not stolen the horse to get or earn a profit by selling it. Morad had stolen the horse to fulfill his long wish, his long desire of riding a horse. And if a person steals something in order to fulfill his wish, then that cannot be termed as stealing at all. That is something else. You can call it anything, but you can't call it stealing. That was his justification. This way he was trying to convince himself that he was joining Morad, but he too was not going to do something wrong, because whatever Morad had done, that was just for fulfilling his desire. He had no other intention to sell the horse to earn a profit. When we steal something and we sell it out and we get some money for it, then that stealing is a crime. That is wrong. Narrator, being a very small boy, he was in his own way, he was trying to think about the matter this way, that it cannot be called as a stealing. So he put on his clothes and he jumped down to the courtyard of his house from the window and went up to Morad and leaped up on the horse's back. Very soon the horse started galloping and they started moving. He was having a very nice feeling because it was very early in the morning. There was no one around, there was no one on the streets, no one could see them. They passed their avenue, the place where he was living, and then they reached the orchards. They crossed the vineyards, the village roads, everywhere. And Morad was also very happy, and Morad was having a hoarse voice. His voice was not at all very good, but even though his voice was not at all very good, still Morad tried to sing because he was very happy. After this, what the narrator has done, he has told the reader or you can say he has given a brief introduction of Morad. That Morad was considered as a very crazy boy in their tribe. What is crazy? Crazy means it's an element in someone's character. That means a person who can, if he has a desire for something, if he wants to do something, he can go to any extent for it. He won't think of the consequence. Such kind of you can say passion is called craziness. When you are extremely passionate for something and you don't think of what might be the outcome if you are doing something, you are not aware of even if you are aware of the outcome, you don't care for it. That is craziness. That means you are least bothered about what is going to happen. So Morad was considered a crazy boy in the Garoglanian tribe. And other than Morad, there was another man in the Garoglanian tribe who was very well known for his craziness. That man was known as Khosrow, and he was narrator's uncle. Narrator's and Morad's uncle Khosrow. He was also a very crazy man. He was having a very well-built body, and he was an impatient person. If anyone would try to say anything to him, he was not having the patience to listen to the person carefully. Such was his nature, and he was having the habit of trying to stop every person by saying that it is no harm, pay no attention to it. That was a very patent sentence that was used by Uncle Khosrow every time whenever anyone would try to say anything to him. But and narrator has shared a humorous incidents over here with the readers regarding Uncle Khosrow's craziness and his impatient nature. What he says, that once Uncle Khosrow had gone to a barber shop to have a haircut, and during that time his son Arak came running, and his son came running to inform his father that their house was on fire. This man Khosrow, as his nature was, not having the patience to listen to what the other person is saying, shouted at his son and told him it is no harm, don't pay no attention to it. The barber heard what the boy was saying. So the barber intervened. The barber said, but your son is saying that your house is on fire. When he heard the barber interfering, he got even more angry and shouted at the barber and asked him to stop, asked him not to pay any attention. Such was his craziness. And Morad was believed to be a direct descendant of Uncle Khosrow. It was believed that Morad had inherited this nature, this craziness from Uncle Khosrow. So that is what the writer, the narrator is sharing with the readers as they were passing, they were riding the horse. So this is a brief introduction that has been given about Morad by the narrator. Alright student, this much only in this video.